Can we help this Clarence couple upsize their home?
Ask Michelle, she's got the know-how. Turning your someday into right now. Buying or selling, she's here to help. So find your dream home. Ask Michelle.
I'm Michelle Petrie, your Buffalo Realtor, keeping tabs on all things Buffalo so you don't have to. Let's hear from Dave and Lauren.
Hey Michelle, this is Dave and Clarence. We've outgrown our 3-bedroom ranch and need more space. Ideally 4 or 5 bedrooms. We want to stay in the Clarence School District. Do you think now is a good time to list and move up?
Hi guys, that is an excellent question. So right now, in the spring market, statistically speaking, you will sell your home for more in the spring and summer, which is great. You're also most likely going to buy a home for more in the spring or summer, but it's always equal, right? A best time to list in Clarence, I definitely would say the spring, and you can go into later spring, because if you list in the later spring, let's say May, we're gonna close in a 45 to 60 day window that gets you to the end of June or into July. If we're thinking about kids in this scenario, then your kids aren't disrupted with their school year, and you guys don't have to do this while they're in school. It might be a little bit easier, and we're still gonna be in that prime market. We really want to evaluate your finances. Are we in a scenario where we need to sell your home in order to buy that next home? Or do we have the luxury and convenience of, hey, we can buy our next home, we can fit it in our budget, and we have the money to put down on the new home without selling our next home. So we have a lot of time that we can utilize to really find that next property. But it all depends on what is going on around you in your neighborhood in Clarence. You know, you're in a ranch now. Ranches statistically sell for more and are more desirable because there are people that are right-sizing and downsizing and want that ranch, and they want to stay in Clarence. So there always is a much higher demand for ranches as well. So we need to evaluate the market as it comes and really keep tabs literally to the day as to when we think we're gonna list what's going on around us. So it's very person specific and you guys specific as to when we really wanna list. You know, a 4 and 5 bedroom in Clarence, 4 definitely not a hard thing to find in Clarence. The 5 might make it a little bit more challenging, and it depends on your budget. So there are plenty of houses with 5 bedrooms in Spalding Lake and in surrounding areas all over, but when it becomes available, does that line up with your timeline for selling your home? Or are we thinking maybe we could build a house? Is that something you're open to? Does our timeline allow for that? Now, if we're going to consider building, that is a much longer process. You know, are you guys okay if it was a year from now? Or is that something that's not doable, getting into a new home now, even if you have to do remodeling a little bit, is that more feasible? So that's something I really want to work through with you guys to see what our options are, because there are plenty of existing homes, but we don't know when they'll become available. And new builds, you can definitely fit a 5-bedroom new build into the Clarence area because Clarence is booming right now. The other option you do have, if you want to stay in Clarence schools, but you're okay with maybe not being in the town of Clarence, on the outskirts of Clarence towards Lancaster, you can be in the town of Lancaster, but Clarence schools. Finding a 5-bedroom there might be more tricky. Same thing with Alden area. You can get into Alden and still be in the Clarence School District. So I think it is a great time to start looking and talking about those things, and it gives us a lot of time to evaluate your current home. Are there any repairs that we need to do? Do we need to put touch-up paint? Are there, you know, light fixtures we should update just to make things a little bit better, brighter, more modern? So there are a lot of moving parts when you have to buy and sell, and we want to make sure we're hitting them all on the head and getting you guys primed for the spring market. Thanks so much for your question today, Dave. It's really exciting that you guys are looking for that next home for your family. If you have a question you want to ask, call the number below. I'm Michelle Petrie, your Buffalo Realtor.